Hey everybody, it's Kevin. Welcome to Kev's Vibe of the Day, where I frame up your day and give you something positive to look at. My name is Kevin, and today is Saturday, the 17th of July 2021. Let's get right to the cards. All right, here we are. I am enjoying this Angel and Ancestors deck from Kyle Gray. It was one of those decks I think I told you and shared that I was intimidated by and felt was a little complicated for me to tune in with. But I am actually enjoying the messages, so I'm thinking it must be speaking to me. All right, take a big breath in. Guardians of the four corners, Mother in the earth, Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here right now. I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool, will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. So it is, and so shall it be. Okay, angels, ancestors, bring us a focus for today. Ooh, this one feels like about right. That's hiding in the back there. There we go. So once in a while, it's like I get asked, which card do you know? Again, it's intuition. And I think sometimes when you get all theatrical about how you choose cards, that gets in the way of the real message. Because it really is instant. Fire Guardian. So in the Guardian Ancestors, there isn't really, or at least I haven't come across one yet, there is an active description of the differences between, we'll say, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the Druids, and the Elders, etc. And then these Guardians. Well, I now know and believe that in the angel world, there's a different level of hierarchy. Obviously, there are archangels, which to me seem like angel managers, the ones that are grouped together with certain tasks that they are passionate about wanting to help with. And then there are angels that work with different realms that I'm not that familiar with. So when I'm going through this deck, and one of the things that intimidated me was that I couldn't easily land on what these guardians are, what these fire guardians are. And I believe that there is the elements of fire, water, earth, and air that go with the flow, which would be the water, the fire, which would be passionate and igniting that creativity. And then the air, which would, to me, thinks and reminds me of ideas and thoughts and things that come to your head and things that you land upon. It came right out of thin air, those kind of things. So this Fire Guardian, let me have a few minutes to settle in on his message. So the Guardian of Fire has come to encourage us to go after and be clear about what it is we're looking to do, and to put to rest anything that needs to be completely erased, destroyed, and finished. Fire is a cleansing energy, and the Fire Guardian is one, I believe, that will come in and clean out. Like when you burn a fire, you get heat from it. And I think the Fire Guardian is here to burn out anything that no longer wishes to be present in our life, so that we can remove the ashes, remove the past obstacles, remove the past doubts and fears that have really kept us stuck, and burn it off, move it away, so that we can be clear about where we want to go, what we want to do. The angels come to connect with a powerful energy of desire, deep, 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 deep desire. So if you've had an intention to explore kind of the creative side of yourself, the passionate side of yourself, up to and including the sexual side of yourself, Be open to all of it. Be open to the fire of desire that burns away all of that old drudgery that says we can't, we won't, we shouldn't, we didn't. The part where you've got like thanking people or thanking yourself or the situation for the gifts that you've got, but then there's always that other side. The side that says you're unworthy. The side that says not right now. The side that says I'll do that next week. Those are the setbacks. Those are the things that in that contouring part that, you know, put a damper on us achieving what we want. Express yourself in ways that are clear. If you're in a relationship, this card indicates a great spiritual and sexual connection. There's a wild side of you, so burn away the fear and the shame of being wild and whimsical. When this card pops up, you're reminded that passion is powerful and you're being encouraged to follow your inner wildness, your inner creativity, your inner playfulness, all of that stuff that makes you just want to run out and scream like a banshee. Those kind of energies. Sparks lead to something incredibly beautiful. We have to lift the vibration in more ways than one. Fire is an energy that many people are frightened of, but you're just, well, we're in, or this focus says, burn away the stuff that keeps us back, the stuff that holds us back. All right. I have to learn to burn away this idea that everything's expensive, there won't be enough, that the resources are limited. My limiting belief has been stopping me from the great abundance, from the great, like, okay, well, it'll be fine. And I'm working on it. But it's combination between being pragmatic and practical and sensible and living within the box of, you know, the incomes and the outgoes and the outflows. And for the longest time, I've actually been very good at doing that without really knowing what's going to happen next. I mean, I've done this probably now for 20 years, if not more, where I haven't really been able to say with a hand on heart what my annual income would be or what my annual outgo would be. And I've always felt like that was so strange to have to estimate. You can estimate, you can guesstimate, you can probably think of, this is what I believe, which is a really tangible goal. So I will do this year. And I think if you land on the actual number, that's also a limitation. If you actually said, I'm going to earn this much, but you don't really land on what it costs to earn that much, you know, I'm just using these as hypotheticals. Well, what if you don't make, what if you make more than that, but you've limited to that? So I have been learning to work with the unlimited supply of income, which has been actually the truth. That's what showed up. When you work with these tangible belief systems, you understand and unearth where the limit came from. So for me at this point, so many years later, to say, you know, I'm living in lack and limitation is ridiculous. And I can only imagine that my guardian angel must be sitting back thinking, what on earth are you talking about now? This is getting tiring. Let's move on, please. Because that's what I would say. If I was a guardian angel of myself, an extension of who I am, I would be like, for goodness sake already, stop this crazy crap. It's not getting you anywhere. And I think sometimes we have to have that conversation with us. And that can also be the guardian of fire, that passion that pops up. The passion pops up. We want to do it, want to go for it. And there's disappointment. There's setbacks. The ego pops in to say, oh, no. We want to keep you safe. We want to keep you in lack. We want to keep you in limitation. You need to stay in your lane and stop being so whatever you want to call it. And it brings those setbacks because that's what we're used to. That's what we are familiar with. We're familiar with being knocked back. We're familiar with being rejected. We are familiar with being not good enough. We're familiar with coming in on the back foot, not the front foot. So it's foreign to us to stand and say, I'm ready to claim my worth. I'm burning off the fire of, or I'm working with the fire of desire to burn off all these limiting beliefs. I'm working on the fire of desire to become or to be the person I'm created to be. I'm working with the fire of desire to put pay to anything that gets in my way. I'm working on the fire of desire to remove the stagnant energy that's around me. And you begin to keep working on the fire of desire to get what you want. I'm working with the fire of desire to achieve absolutely everything I could possibly want in life. And I feel like when you get in touch with the commander of your own life ship, and you begin to look at these small little incremental limitations where you've placed either a lot of power on other people and not enough on yourself, you get to work on what that balance is. Sometimes the things we need to pay attention to and the things we need to really work with are right in front of our face. And the examples show up right here in front of our face. But the ego wants to distract us and make us believe there's something else. Which is why meditation, getting quiet, being grateful, being graceful, being kind, being compassionate, first of all to yourself, always. It starts from within and then radiates outward. When the heart of the fruit is pure, kind, loving, caring, compassionate to itself, it's going to grow well, produce much, and more comes back. It's whatever we put out, we get back. I talked about this the other day. So this message today, the Fire Guardian, is opening the door to say, burn off the bullcrap and bring in whatever you want. Light the fire within. Put your hands up in the air. Open yourself up to the wild abundance that you have. We are being programmed already, whatever way you want to look at it, subliminal messages, whatever that looks like. Think about if you're on some emailing list. Every 5 minutes, you've got a 20% off, a 50% off, just for today only, for the next 4 hours. We get bombarded with these things that we're supposed to go do this, that if we don't do it, if we don't claim it, if we don't rush out and buy it, we won't get the same offer again. Trust me, my friends, that's programming. It's programming to tell you to rush out, to get it, to buy it, to put it in your cart, which is why so many individuals become hoarded with things they really don't need, because the programming, the ego is saying, go get it, go get it, go get it, go get it. You have to have it, you have to have it, you have to have it, you have it. The special will be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone. So we do it. We want it. We have it. There are messages in marketing. Anyone who's ever taken a marketing course or has a degree in marketing will tell you one thing that causes people to do anything is an emotion. If I can convince you that your hair is all going to come out unless you use my shampoo, you're likely going to be, well, okay. Now, it's true. I have clients that spend a great deal of, they spend some money on maintaining their hair. It's their choice what they choose to wash it with. I recommend and I sell my own product because it's all mostly vegan. There's only one product I have that's not vegan. And the reason why it's not vegan is because it's made with one ingredient called lanolin, which is incredibly beneficial to skin and hair. It's a smoothing and a soothing and really a repairing product. However, to manufacture lanolin needs to come from the fur or the whatever they shear away from the sheep. So it's not exactly killing a sheep and going after it in their skin. it's contained in the oils, like the sebaceous oil that gets distributed into a sheep's pelt, and that's how they get the lanolin. But because it requires an animal, or the fur of an animal to make it, we cannot call the entire line completely vegan, but it's certainly definitely cruelty free. Well, to a certain extent. No, I am not with the sheep shearer when he goes and grabs the sheep and cuts his pelt off. So I can't say that it's not completely, because I don't know, some of those might be a bit rough and ready when they shear sheep. Don't know, I haven't been to Australia or New Zealand to watch it, or Scotland for that matter. So what was my point? My point being that when you are when you're in that fear position, when somebody's igniting an emotion with you in order to act, you do it. So notice, the awareness is the way that it gets stopped. The other way that it gets stopped is when we feel truly satisfied, truly wonderful, truly abundant, truly healthy, truly, when we are in the mode of feeling the best we could possibly feel, the way we could possibly feel, then you know the angels are around you, they're surrounding you, they are celebrating with you. That is at the point where you ask for everything you could possibly want. When your vibration is lifted up and opened out, you are a sponge for all of the good, amazing things. This is where you can say that your energy is far more important than your manners. You know, like the angels step in where they've already been, but you have to raise your vibration to do it. It's a give and a take thing. We are all incredibly good at speaking the intention. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have that. Then there's this backstory that pops in, because the ego is a sneaky little bugger. It's going to snap in and say, yeah, no, I don't think so. And you can hear it. You can hear it at the back of your mind. Yeah, if you believe that, you believe anything. These little tiny niggly. You know, your Aunt Fanny, who always said it when you were little. Oh, nothing's going to come good of that if they're going to carry. You hear it. You hear this rhetoric going on in the back of your head. All of this has been programmed in. And just as it has been programmed in, it can be programmed back out again. The way to program out that is to be aware that it's happening. The other ego trick that happens, because I always feel like ego's a bit like a naughty joker that jumps over the top. Like when you work it out and get it, that ego has to have a way in, has to have a way around. But like those commercials for the mucus thing, you know how it's a mucus monster and you drink whatever this mess is they tell you on the TV, and the poof, 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 all that germs are gone. Think of your ego being like a naughty germ, getting in there, niggling and stopping you, getting in your way of being incredible. So the other way it works out, if you become aware of it, like, oh, okay, I'm aware that I'm doing this and I need to stop it. Affirmations work. Work on your daily affirmations. The way the daily affirmation starts with, I love myself. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. That's one. The other one is, I accept myself, I accept myself, I accept myself. They're difficult to do in the very beginning because we're not used to saying those things. Think about it. Your 11-year-old self, right before you go into puberty, when all the hormones start going and you begin to work out the fact that you can or cannot be attracted to another human being. All of a sudden, we're in those raging positions. Can you imagine what would be said by your schoolmates if you were here in the mirror saying, I love myself, I accept myself, I love myself, I accept myself? They would laugh you out of the schoolyard. Now, hopefully that would not happen, but in reality, it probably did. People who practice the art of accepting themselves and loving themselves, affirming that they love themselves and they accept themselves no matter what, that's strange to do. It's a really strange habit. we wouldn't need to affirm it. We wouldn't need to do that. We would not need to keep doing it if it was already true, or, which it is already true, if we actually believed it. So part of achieving what you believe is the belief that you can. That's where the ego keeps coming in. The other part of it is when you don't believe it, when you're not believing it, when you are leaning into the fear and the shame of having it. There are people that would be more inclined to give of themselves and give everything they've got, keep giving and giving and giving and leaving nothing for themselves because they don't believe they deserve to have it. It's a bit like spending. There is nothing wrong with spending, absolutely nothing. You want to ask yourself, is this part of your fire of desire to have it? If it really is part of your fire of desire, and by getting what you want, new car, new house, new clothes, new outfit, something that will improve, something that will elevate, something that will lift, if that's going to be the result, absolutely, positively, wide open, go get it. If it is to cover up something that you are not feeling happy about, for example, you've got a perfectly good car. This was my trap. You have a perfectly good car. It works perfectly fine. It's actually got a good motor, a good engine, and gets you where you need to be. But it's not quite good enough because you don't feel good enough. It doesn't have a designer label on it. It isn't a premier vehicle. It isn't one of the top brands that when you go down the street, the whole world goes, ooh. Well, trust me, the whole world doesn't go, ooh. The whole world right now is questioning your sanity. No, I'm just kidding. Like, let's go out and get a Rolls Royce or a Ferrari. They won't be going, ooh. They'll be going, oh, okay. That's what they would be doing because I've done it. My trap was that. My trap was not realizing what I had on the inside was amazing, fantastic, incredible, gifted, talented. The talent that you and I and all of us actually have at our disposal is unreal, off the damn charts, so high up. We've got access to be able to do things that a lot of people don't even know they could do. And yet we're still in that feeling of not quite being enough and disappointment and okay, well, I shouldn't, I shouldn't be this way. You know, for the longest time, spiritual people were connected to and seen more like monks and priests and nuns. Well, they were all programmed that they have to take a vow of chastity or a vow of poverty or a vow of silence. Well, that's the choice. They went down that road and said that's what they wanted. But we all believed that to be spiritual, to follow God, to follow that, we sort of had to take these, give up our worldly goods. There is a definite journey called the Sannyasins journey. And the Sannyasins journey gives up all materialism to follow a higher calling, to lift a vibration, to be enlightened. And that is very much connected to a Buddhist, and I think probably a Buddhist way of being, just to follow the light in the world. Well, that and Hindu, follow the light and the love of the divine. And that's certainly been taught and followed in this on earth. You can create this feeling of heaven from within. To reach that point, also called nirvana, means there is so much love and so much peace within the soul that's actually inhabiting a human body that the need for things, a house, a home, a car, is not needed. That folks who have studied that, who have ascended to that level, live spiritually as if they were in spirit form. They just happen to be in physical form. Just as when you meditate, the art and practice of meditation is to be still and non-attached to anything. Louise Hay has some incredible meditations way back in the early 80s. A simple meditation which was counting. Breathe in 1, breathe out 2. Breathe in 1, breathe out 2. Breathe in 1, breathe out 2. You kept going. It was just 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Very simple. And when you came off and got distracted, you got right snap back into the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2. There was an exercise to teach people to get there, which would be to go to 10. And the minute you get distracted, you come back to 1. And eventually you progress to where it's just 1 and 2. And then eventually you let go of the 1 and the 2 and you just are with the breath. Everything is a practice. Every piece of unlearning, unprogramming, new way of being is a practice. It takes our effort to step forward and say, this is what I want. And when you put your hands out and say, teach me, or thank you, angels, for teaching me what I need to know. What I need to know. There's always what you want to know. And sometimes what we want to know is a cover up for what we need to know. And many times people who need to know the truth don't want to accept it. Here's the caveat of that. When you don't want to accept what you need to know, and you will only go after what you want to know, that is what you need to know. That you've got to stop going after what you want to know and get in touch with what you need to know. It's a cycle that keeps going. It's tough. It really is tough, challenging. So, today's message: pull in the fire, guardian. Lift the vibration that brings you what you desire within your heart. Get expressive, get creative, have fun, enjoy, and be that. Be that wild child that gets what they want and goes after it. Let's read our focus from Melody Beatty and move into the meditation. Put yourself on equal ground. I sat in the booth across from my friend. I was fiddling with an empty soda can in front of me while we discussed the subject of power. Suddenly, he snatched the can away from me and began tossing it in the air, catching it, then tossing it up again. See how easy it is to take your power, he said. See how you just gave it to me. Well, I'm missing a page. Hang on. Sorry. This book is so old, the pages are stuck together. Sorry, let me start again. I sat in the booth across from my friend. I was fiddling with an empty soda can in front of me while we discussed the subject of power. Suddenly, he snatched the can away from me and began tossing it in the air, catching it, then tossing it up again. See how easy it is to take your power, he said. See how you just gave it to me? I watched, amazed at how quickly I had relinquished my power, how vulnerable I was to the world around me. Then my friend smiled and stopped juggling the can. Relax, he said. It's an illusion. That's not really your power. It's an empty can. And it's an illusion that anyone can take power away from you. Each of us has an unlimited supply of power available. The power to think, to feel, to take ourselves and to take care of ourselves. The power to open our hearts, love, be gentle, honest, and kind. We each have the power to be clear and to trust and follow the guidance of our own hearts. Part of our journey to freedom, an important part, is equalizing our relationships. For many years, we have believed the scales were tipped one way or the other in our work and our love relationships. We may have believed that others knew a great deal more than we did, or we may have begun to believe that we had all the answers, but no one has our power. It's an illusion. So much so that sometimes the person we believe is more powerful than us may be looking at us as the ones pulling the strings. Remember, if you give up your power or decide that someone has power over you, you'll begin grousing, sabotaging, and doing sneaky little things to equalize that relationship, to feel like you have your power. There's another way, a better way, one that will help you heal. Put yourself on equal ground. So that's huge. That right there, my friends, is huge. None of us are any better, higher, more qualified than anyone else. Which is why every single human being on this planet right now was created the same way, made the same way, with exactly the same components, grown similarly, raised similarly. We all started exactly the same, with the same level of power, if you will. Exactly the same. The challenge is when the perception and the comparison sneak in, where the programming begins, where people tell us this is more, that's less, this is good, that's bad, go do this, do not do that. And if you notice that when you say don't, that's actually what you do. So really think about that in language terms. The do and the don't is the same word with an nt on the ends. Nt. Do, 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 do. What do you do? Do, 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 do. It's crazy. So is believing that you don't have power and other people do. Crazy. Or believing you have more power than they do. How do you measure that? That's a fabulous question to start a discussion. And a naughty way to start a discussion if you're looking to show people a mirror. When somebody will say, oh my goodness, that's so powerful. Well, how do you measure power? How is it powerful? More powerful than what? Oh my goodness, you can just hear the responses. And I'm making light of something because that's really how, when I get to the ridiculousness of things, it makes me chuckle because it's truly ridiculous. All right, with that said, let's meditate. Bring your feet flat to the floor. Turn on your breath. Move your palms upwards into receiving so that you can bring that energy from the cosmos down into you. As you breathe in, pull in energy, vitality, health, vibrancy, love. As you breathe out, release the opposite. Release what's been used, what's been tired, what's been strained, what's been bothering you, the anxiety. Remove it, release it, let it go. And place a smile on your face. Bring into your heart space, that area right at the center of your chest, a beautiful golden light. This beautiful golden light that's been with you since the time you were created, before you came into earth. The energy center that is you, uniquely you, different to any other human being, even though you are created in the same way. The energy that is you, the light that is you, the love that is you, the power that is you, whatever is uniquely you is needed. Your energy and your power, your love and your compassion is beneficial So the energy and love of others, each person, each human, each soul, each spirit that's having a human experience works with the same energetics. You put these individuals together, these independent cells together, these independent spirits that inhabit human form together. And you have the ability to create the changes that are needed, the healing that is needed, the love that is needed, the compassion that is needed. And so when your vibration is lifted in gratitude, and your angels surround you with love and vitality, and source energy replenishes and recharges all areas that have been depleted and need balance, harmony, peace, joy, abundance, prosperity, love. Let the Mother Earth absorb your woes and your worries. Let her caress your feet. Let her send up loving, transformed light into your legs, up to your heart space. Allow your heart space to be open wide, filled with gratitude. Go down your list of what you're grateful for. And thank you for health. Thank you for abundance. Make your affirmations: I love myself, therefore I provide myself a loving home, one that is an expression of my inner joy and happiness. I love myself, therefore I attract unto myself people I love and people who love me. Thank you, angels, for blessing me with this beautiful day. Thank you, angels, for clearing the lower vibrational energies that surround me and bringing in the sacred geometry. Thank you for removing all the lower vibrations and sabotages that keep me and block my way to love. I welcome your energy to transmute and transform all the energy around me to love. And so it is. Keep allowing, opening, expanding, lifting this great torrent of energy that is within you. The brightest light is you. And your brightest light joins with another's brightest light. And their bright light joins with another bright light. When you recognize the brightest light that lives within you, and that you are a bridge between the love of Mother Earth and the guidance of Father Sky, and protected by the white light of source energy, replenished by the bright light of source energy, revitalized by the bright light of source energy. And this is the point you realize you are source energy. You have just created the power to tap into replenishment. Continue breathing in desire, breathing in intention. Surrounding yourself with the belief, the knowing, the understanding the affirmation. You had the power all along to become the human being that you are. The fire of desire rages within you. And continue breathing, working with the fire and desire and bringing in all that loving energy from source. You can push pause if you wish to continue. When you feel complete, place your hands at heart center. Brings you back into your physical space. Be aware of how you feel, how your body feels. And keep your energy of gratefulness, of powerfulness. And lift your thumbs to your third eye center, and together we bow and say namaste. Honoring one another for our daily spiritual practice. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all the blessings that this particular Saturday can bring you, and we will see each other soon. Bye.